Hey, what's up, everyone? In this video, we are continuing on with our series of modernizing the MyListing property demo. I'm going to get you caught up to speed on what I've been working on. And I also wanted to say that this will be the last video in the series as far as like getting you caught up to speed, because the next one will be the official announcement. The only thing I have left to do after this video is just finish the homepage and then run through all of my checks, going through the checkout process, checking forms, all of the things that I would do for myself and for my clients as part of the MyListing Project Template. Just crossing my T's, dotting my I's, making sure everything works, and we're good to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and run through what I've been working on. We see up here, we have a transparent header compared to the MyListing demo, which uses this white header. So I wanted to really open this up and be able to show the full image in the background without anything really covering it, other than we have the search form, which I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I may just leave it as is. Maybe we might do some transparency around that, but I wanted to open up the header area so we can see that full image behind. With that came the need to draw attention to the search box. So I made this look more like an input box and draw more attention to it. Whereas with the MyListing demo, it kind of gets lost up in here and it can be easily overlooked. So users will be able to easily identify it and know that they can type something in the box there. With that transparent header also came the need to change the font colors. So I made those white, the font color white, and I bolded it so it stood out. And then looking at the drop-down menus, these are just completely modernized. The icons are there, and they are matching our branding. Looking over at the MyListing demos, we have the drop-down folders, but we're not really rounding any of the containers, so it looks kind of blocky, and we don't have any icons. Okay, looking over at the user menu, we see the same thing. Icons that match our branding, and modernized submenus with a more of a rounded border. Over here under the user menu, same thing, blocky but no icons. Blocky and no icons. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for the header, other than to show you how it's going to look on different pages. So obviously we have to look at other pages to make sure that it's going to look good across all of them. So I think it looks really, really good on the Explorer page here with this black background. I think that looks awesome. What's another thing I show you? The single listings. So it also looks good in single listings, which have transparent backgrounds. So if we look over on the MyListing demo, for example, they have a transparent header, but the search again gets lost here, and then the menu gets lost. It's hard to see what's going on. So there's the before, and then there's the after. We bold the text, make everything really stand out and pop. All right. So that is that. The order details page has been completely designed. If you go through and you process an order on the MyListing demo, compare that to what you would see if you run through here and you do an order. So if we go add listing for sale, we choose a package, we run through this process, we place our order, and then you know what? Let me do this a different. Let me see if I can do this a different way. Let's go listings. This is what I was gonna show you here in a bit anyway. But let's go listings. Let's promote a listing, just so you can see what the order details page looks like. There you go. So this has been completely designed to match all of the branding, to fix issues with WooCommerce. WooCommerce actually has some issues too. I fixed those with design. So this looks really clean, modern, matches our branding. If you run through that same process over here, let's see if we can even do that. Let's go to add listing. Let's go switch my account over here to a property owner so I can place a listing. Yeah, I don't want to go through the add listing process. So actually, let's try. Let's just see if we can get this done here. Oops, sorry, that's not the. I don't want to go through the process. I'll let you guys go through the process, but just know that this is not. If you do that on your site by default, it's not going to look like this. That's all I can tell you, though. A lot of work went into making this look the way that it does. Direct messaging. If we go up in the header area and we click on the direct messaging icon, this has all been completely custom designed here. If we go over to MyListing, their demo, and we go to direct messages, I can't even test it here. I think I need to be, yeah, again, you're just gonna have to trust me on this. It's night and day, the design. So this has been completely modernized across the board, all of those same things. Branding looks good, matches the branding. This paired with the add-on from the club, which is the direct messaging admin center add-on that it's not included, unfortunately, with these sites, but is available from the club. Very inexpensive, lifetime, just, or actually that one's a subscription. So apologize for that. But if you pair that with the direct messaging admin center add-on from the club, you're going to have a complete direct messaging solution that looks good and also is just easier to manage. It's better for like GDPR compliance, better for privacy issues. So you pair those two together. Unfortunately, these are light starter sites. So I only include that particular add-on because it requires a subscription. I add that for free to the full starter site. So that's the Canvas light and dark mode. But again, if you get this, happen to buy this site, this light starter site, you can buy that add-on. Like I said, very inexpensive for what it does. All right, let's look at the MyListing dashboard. So click on the user name up here. Let's go into our dashboard. And if we compare this to, so here it is over here. So this is what you get. Compare that to this, just completely modernized, night and day difference. Lots of care goes into this to make the icons look more modern. Everything is just way more modern. Like if you hover over this activity, for example, look at that compared to this, all across the board. If you hover over these individual cards, there's unique styling. It's just completely across the board is custom designed, and it's not what you're going to find here. Okay. Moving over to, look at when you hover over these numbers. Oh, I've always thought that was kind of cool. You get that here with the MyListing. So kudos to them on that. I just always like to point that out. I think that's a cool feature there with that animation. But I bold those numbers a little bit, just to make them pop. I think it looks better. Anyway, moving on. Listings. Again, completely different, completely modern. I don't have any listing. Let me see if I can add a listing so we can compare the difference. Okay, what are my required fields? I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's choose a category. All right, let's try that. Location is required. All right, let's figure that out. Location. All right, let's go through the checkout process. What a pain in the butt. Let's go United States. I mean, I understand this is, you have to do this. So I'm just saying it's a pain in the butt still for the purposes of this video. Pain in the butt. Okay, North Carolina. Guys, don't ever require phone numbers in your checkout, please. Don't do that. Make it, if you have to have it in there, make it optional. But you don't need a phone number. Oh my gosh, the heck! What billing address is required? Invalid payment method. All right, so I can't even place an order to show you guys, so I can't show you the listing. And there's no free listings available, I don't think. Yeah, so I can't even show you. Let's go to the store. I can't. All right, so I can't show you guys, but just know this is completely modernized. Let's go over to promotions. I can't show you this on the MyListing demo either. Just know this is all completely modernized. Orders, same thing, completely modernized. Consistent across the board. Bookmarks, same thing, modernized. Account, again, modernized across the board. I can't show you, maybe I can show you the account. Let's go to, I can't show you promotions because I can't create a listing. I could bookmark a listing. So let's go, I think. So let's go over here. Bookmark, there we go. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so there's your bookmarks there compared to what I've got here. Okay, just a bit different. This isn't too bad what you get out of the box. Again, with MyListings, the way they build things, you're going to get this default gray background, which I do not advise ever designing that way because that forces your clients and customers to have to adjust to that design. It's better to do a white background and let the customers decide what they want to do from there. So it's another thing you're going to face. Let's go to account details. So there's that versus this. So that versus this. The buttons are going to match. I don't have a lot to show you in here because they're using like user roles and things like that. But you see here, like the buttons are like, they don't match the branding. They're kind of hard to read. They don't match, it's not a proper CTA. The save changes button is, but this add button is not. It kind of gets lost. So it's just consistency things like that I solve in all of, in what it is that I build here. Consistency across the board versus inconsistencies like this. All right, that is the MyListing Dashboard. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to show you. Let's go to, oh yeah, so the last thing I'll point out here is I fixed the submit form. So if we go to add listing, I fixed the WP editor field. So in the previous video, I think it was, I showed you this background was black with white text. So I just went in there and fixed that. So that looks good now. Okay, that's it, guys. Like I said, the next video is going to be the launching of this. That means, and then all of the resources will be available through the club. And so it may be a minute, but maybe some time, a little bit of time is going to go by because I need to finish what I need to finish, and then I need to upload all of the resources to the club website, and then that'll be announced in the next video. So we're almost there, guys. And then after that, we will move on to modernizing the main MyListing demo as the third series. All right. Catch you guys in the next video.